Welcome back to GC's Marketing. Tonight we are going to look at quantitative research and then qualitative research. We are going to look at the differences and then as well as some of the examples that are applicable, all right, so that as a marketer in your research you look at how to apply these research methods. All right, tonight I have with me Barry, I have Dorothy, and then I have Godfred. Okay, all right. So these guys are going to help us in our discussion. Please take your pen, take your paper, and make some notes. You never know, you might need it later. Thank you. So tonight we are looking at quantitative research and then qualitative research. Godfred, right?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about quantitative research?
Now, with the quantitative research, it's all about numbers and statistical analysis. It also involves collecting structured data so that researchers can use to analyze data and use it for their research.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And one way or two a company can use quantitative research to do their product is, let's say, for instance, a drink company who wants to bring on a new product or a new drink for their company, they can send out surveys to potential customers. In that, when they gather all these data, they will get to know the kind of flavors these new customers want, the type of bottle they want it in, or if they want a type of flavor the company is not offering. Yes, when with all these things too, they can know where all these consumers are, so that they can make these drinks for them specifically.
All right. Okay. So that is it with regards to quantitative research, and you said it has to do with what? Numbers.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Nice. Dorothy, what can you tell us about qualitative research?
So when we talk about qualitative research, we want to dive into the why. And why is that? Diving into the behaviors, the reason behind customers who go in for something. So qualitative look at the why and also look at the attitude, the motivation, and some cultural nuances behind the reason why customers or individuals will do one thing. For example, when we have a clothing business or a clothing line who wants to introduce some ranges of, they use a focus group. Yes, to engage customers on some of the design, some of the quality they want. This will enable them in order to provide exactly what the customers want. This will also enable them to exactly design specific maybe attires or specific clothing line to suit their customers' taste. So when we talk about quality, it talks about the why, individual behaviors, and all of you. Thank you.
If I get you right, with the qualitative research, you are looking at the behavior, the perceptions of these consumers.
Yes, please.
Okay, and how they react to.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So having said that, we need to look at the differences for our viewers to be able to understand and appreciate what we are talking about here. So, Mr. Barry, can you give us an insight about the differences between these two methods of research?
Okay. There are a lot of differences between qualitative research and quantitative research. And these differences can be classified through their objective, method of recording the data. Okay. So the quantitative research, mostly the data are recorded through survey and also experiences. But with the qualitative research, okay, the data are mostly collected through interview and focus group. Okay. The quantitative research focus on numbers, okay, but the qualitative research focus on understanding the behavior of the customers. Another differences between the quantitative and the qualitative research is that the quantitative research focus on identify the size of the market. Meanwhile, the qualitative research focus on exploring a new market. So these are some of the differences between the quantitative and the qualitative research.
All right, thank you, Mr. Barry. So now we know what qualitative and the quantitative researches are, as well as their differences. Now, as you were speaking, I was thinking, so as a marketer, which one should I go first? Should I go for quantitative or I should go for qualitative? Or do we have a chance of going for the two. Okay, so Dorothy will speak on that.
Okay, thank you for your question. As a marketer, qualitative research is good, quantitative research is good. Why am I saying both of them are good? As a marketer, it will depend on the kind of research you are doing. Yes. When you are doing a research whereby you want the numbers, you choose a quantitative research. Whereby you are doing a research where you want the reason behind why people are choosing something, or the reason behind why people are doing, you go in for quali. We have instances whereby you join the two because you want the numbers and you want to also know the reason why. Well, so I think as a marketer, it will depend on the kind of research you are doing. It will depend on the kind of, let me say, the kind of outcome that you want. So as a marketer, you can blend the two, but the first thing you have to take notice, you have to sit first and analyze. At the end of the day, what outcome do I want? At the end of the research, what do I want to know? Do I want to know the numbers? Do I want to know the numbers about the research I'm undertaking, or do I want to know the reason why? So as a marketer, you choose based on the kind of research or study you are venturing into. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Godfred will give us something.
Yeah, both of them are very good when you want to use them. But I want to really differentiate between the two of them with real life example. Let's say I'm a tech company and I want to launch an app that can be used on mobile phones. With quantitative, I will issue a surveys to smartphone users and understand them. I have to understand the kind of features they need in an app, so that I will use those features or what they are saying, and I'll get their numbers and apply these things into my app, so that I can bring an app that can be used by them. Now with the qualitative too, if I'm a restaurant and I'm about to start my restaurant company, I'll issue out interviews to people who are surrounding my restaurant or other people, and know the kind of food they want and the kind of dishes they do not want. With this, I'm knowing the reason why they want to eat my food. And with the tech company, they will know the numbers and the type of things they want in their data. So this is a clear example of both of them.
Okay, Mr. Barry. Mr. Barry would also want to say something.
Okay, so as my colleagues speak about some of the factors you need to consider before you choose between the quantitative and the qualitative research, I think also it depends on the objective of the company. Okay, so the company needs to have a clear objective to what they need and what type of data they need before they start collecting the data. Another aspect to consider is the method of collecting the data. Okay, because each of these methods count a lot. So if you are a company or you don't have the monetary capacity, the fund to be able to collect the data, I think you need to consider some of these factors so that you'll be able to collect a data that can be valuable for your research.
Okay, all right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. So, with what has been discussed, we have come to the conclusion that qualitative research and then quantitative research are important, especially in this diverse world that we live in. Okay, it is very, very important. While qualitative data looks to understand the insights of our consumers in their decision making with regards to the product that is offered to them. Quantitative also has to do with what? Valuable data, that is the numbers that are involved. All right. So we all agree that these two types of data are important, and for the fact that it would depend on the kind of research you are going into, right? All right. So thank you very much once again, guys. As we've heard, these methods of research are very, very important as a marketer. So it is very, very important for us to what? Consider this research method in conducting our research. By so doing, we are able to what? Gather valuable data and also get to understand the insights from our
And also to understand the insight about the international market that we are going.
All right, so to understand the international market that we intend to go into. Sadly, we have come to the end of this episode. Thank you to our viewers, and also a very big thank you to our guest for honoring our invitation.
Thank you.
Until we meet again, we say bye.